let's give Alex a warm welcome.
How you doing, folks? So, as Ayla said, I've been vegan for quite a long time now, but it wasn't until about, I'd say now 18 months ago that I started becoming active, and it wasn't until about 6 months before that that the idea popped into my head. I basically started watching some of that, I don't know if you remember, That Vegan Couple's YouTube channel. They ended each video with a message saying, being vegan isn't the most we can do, it's the least we can do. And I'll go into why in a bit, why I didn't become active and why some maybe other vegans don't become active. But before I do, I want to make where I stand. So being vegan is the absolute minimum that we need to achieve. Anything else, including vegetarianism, currently you are part of the problem. So being vegan is the absolute minimum that we need to achieve for everybody. Currently, as a movement, we don't have the politicians or the media on our side, but that shouldn't really matter because every other mass movement previously has never, and any achievements that have been won in terms like human rights and stuff like that, have not been won in the House of Parliament. They've been won on the streets and on the picket lines. So this movement will be no different. So yeah, firstly, for 6 months, I didn't become active because I joined a Facebook group, Animal Liberation Scotland, who are an amazing group if you want to join them. And they do vigils outside a slaughterhouse in Paisley, which is about 20 minutes up the road from me. And every month they would hold a vigil. So on the Monday, I'd say, right, I'm going to go to that vigil. And then on the Sunday, I'd say, I can't be bothered, which I think is quite shameful, to be honest. But so in my eyes, for lack of a better word, I'd call that laziness. So the reason I didn't become active for 6 months, because I couldn't be bothered, essentially, which isn't good enough. And I also used to think, well, people like Earth and Ed, Joey Carbstrong, they've got it covered. They don't really need me, but as I've already pointed out, we need every single vegan to become active right now to absolutely maximise the amount of people on the streets. Number two, I think a lot of vegans are potentially nervous about doing activism, but if you think about it, if you're on the streets or online or wherever you are, if you're talking to strangers, it can be quite, if you're in the house, I don't know how many of you in the house have like non-vegan partners, flatmates, parents, etc. It can be quite difficult to talk to them because you don't want to piss them off, essentially. You don't want to ruin their day or make it awkward for yourself. But see, if you're talking to strangers on the street or online, who cares if you piss them off? You're never going to see them again. And if you do see them again, they're probably going to be on the barricades with us, so that's kudos to you. But number three, I think people, they don't really know where to begin. In the central belt of Scotland, we're quite lucky. You've got Animal Liberation Scotland, who I already mentioned. You've got the Vegan Activist Forum. You've got all these other events set up. You've got AV, you've got We the Free, you've got an absolute plethora of, if you have your own idea, you can bring it to us, we'll help you out. But also, if you don't have that in your area, you be the change, you be the person that sets it up. Why sit on your hands and do nothing? You be the change. Number four, this is the most important reason why I don't think vegans become active. It's because we as the oppressive species, we absolutely cannot put into words the urgency at which change must happen for the victims. We can't possibly comprehend that. So I just want to make a little scenario. Can you imagine if you're a dairy cow, you've just been born, and then you've been separated from your mother, you're never going to see her again. And then in a few months' time, you're going to get the same treatment as your mother. You're going to be forcibly impregnated, which, for lack of a better word, I would call that rape. You're going to get, And then in 9 months' time, you're going to give birth to your baby, that baby will be taken away from you. Now, how urgently does that cow need change? I'd suggest it needed it yesterday. Tomorrow's too late, so it needs to happen now. Now, number five, the reason why, I think I was going to leave this one out, but then I thought, who cares? It's It's vegans that don't think we should show or give our opinion across to, be active. We shouldn't put our opinion onto people on the streets, etc. But I refer to my last point. If you're in that animal's position, you'd want us to shout as loudly as possible for change to happen right now. So yeah, I'd suggest vegans, if you think our opinions shouldn't be shared, I'd suggest watching something like Dominion or going to a vigil or something and looking in the victim's eyes, and then tell me we shouldn't be active. We as a movement, like I've already said, we need to maximise and get out on the streets. Remember, your voice, we need to get a lot of fire in our bellies. And remember, our voices can be just as good as Cliff Grant's, as Paul Bashir's, as Earthlyn Ed's. It doesn't matter, as long as you're coming at it from an abolitionist, unapologetic stance, it doesn't matter, okay? And I'm going to leave it at that because, So let's get active and start tomorrow, Join us in Glasgow tomorrow and be active, The animals need it. Cheers.